customer satisfaction. So when a buyer comes to buy you, they're going to want to know how content your customers are. Why do you think they want to know that?
So loyalty. So loyalty maybe.
Yeah.
Referrals.
Yep. Because what are they buying? Yeah, they're buying customers. What they're actually buying is your customer base. Now, if your customer base is really satisfied, the probability of that revenue continuing is very high. If your customers aren't very satisfied, they're either about to leave or leaving. In that case, it's going to be a very expensive business to maintain because you're going to be spending a lot of money on marketing and operations just to keep those customers. Because you've got customers falling out and you've got to replace them. So a buyer is going to want to know how satisfied your customers are. So the key question is, do you know? Or do you just think you know? Thinking you know is not good enough. Because for the buyer, that's an element of risk. And what happens when you've introduced risk into the equation? Your price goes down. So what I would urge you to do is make sure you've got an absolutely rock-solid analytical measurement scenario that you know exactly how satisfied your customers are. So when a buyer comes in, you say, there you go, there's our customer stats for the last 5 months. Now the most recognised industry one is called NPS. So NPS is called Net Promoter Score. So this is recognised by buyers worldwide, and it's recognised by any brand worldwide. So it's based on the response to the question, out of 10, how likely are you to recommend my product or service to a friend or a colleague? If the customer scores you a 9 or a 10, you're called a promoter. If the customer scores you 6 or less, you're a detractor. So that means is that you're probably going to say bad things about the brand. Okay? 6 or less, particularly in English, where we're pretty miserable, is a bad score. Yeah? 7 or 8 is neither here or there. You're not going to promote the company or you're not going to diss it. And the Net Promoter Score is simply the number of promoters minus the number of detractors. So in this example, we've got 25% of people that are promoting and 5% detracting, 20%. I'm not going to give you much money for that business. Because clearly, most of the customers are passive. You're ordinary. They're okay, but you're ordinary. Now, if you can get that number up to 70, 75% is where the major brands are, like Apple and people like that, then you've got a really valuable business. Because what it means is most of your customers are saying, I'm rating you 9 out of 10 after my experience. So the key thing here is measure it. And if you're not measuring it now, figure out a way to measure it. Because when you come to sell your business, you'll need to be able to demonstrate that. But more than that, if you know how satisfied your customers are, how much can you improve your business? Because if you listen really carefully to what your promoters are saying, you've got a marketing strategy. Because all you have to do is take the information that your promoters are telling you and use that to market to new customers. Because by definition, you're going to attract more of those guys. And if you listen really carefully to what these guys are saying, the detractors, you're going to find all the little faults in your system that are pissing your customers off. Yeah? And you can get rid of them. So using the system systematically will drive your customer frequency and drive your sales. There's loads of reasons why measuring customer satisfaction is super important. Okay, rate yourself on this one. Do you know how satisfied your customers are?